want to tell you what I know. And it's not because I'm smart. It's because the prophets wrote it, you guys. And it's the least likely thing that anyone's going to believe. Because in this world, it sounds crazy. But in the Bible, Daniel and John, which is interesting because those are two of the people in the Bible, whatever you want to call it, prophets. Two of them that witnessed the end of the world. They were shown visions of what would be happening at the end of the world. I don't think that it should be hard to understand that. Okay? That they were, I don't know how they were shown in a vision. I don't know. But it was visual. It was with their eyes. Because everything they described with their eyes. They use the word I beheld, I saw, I looked. They were conscious during a vision that God was showing them that was very significant. Now, I know a lot of people have ideas about who the two witnesses are in Revelation 11. And that's fine, but there are two authors of books of the Bible, one of them being the book of Daniel, and one of them being the book of Revelation. Some interesting things about those books. In Daniel, the very last book, the very last verse in the book of Daniel, Daniel is told to go rest, and that he would have to stand in his lot at the end of days. And then in Revelation 10, I think, John is told that he'll have to prophesy to many nations, tongues and kings or whatever. And these are the same two guys that were shown visions of the time at the end. The book of Revelation and the book of Daniel, chapter 7 and 8 and 12 and some, well, more than that, but very specific things happen in Daniel 8 and 7. He is shown beasts that go from the ground up to the stars. Well, in both of these visions of the time of the end, for Daniel was seeing the saints of the Most High being prevailed against. And it was the little horn that was prevailing against them. In Revelation, the dragon, which happens to be a conical shaped space vehicle today, but the dragon, I don't remember the wording now. It was given to him to deceive the saints, something like that. I'm trying to remember how it's worded. But the he-goat, that little horn, and the dragon, I think they're the same thing, like the dragon in Revelation. And I can see that happening right now. And it's kind of even strange to talk about it, Because if you think that SpaceX Dragon is fake, like if you're one of these people that say the landing rockets is fake, you are one of the people being prevailed against. Because if the how do I say it? Sorry, I'm trying to get in a lane here before my exit. If you were to believe in the dragon, I think you'd be deceived. But if you were to believe that the dragon is fake, that's also very deceived. And the dragon, therefore, would be prevailing against you. How do you have a defense against something? How do you overcome? Now, this is an interesting part about those visions. In both of those visions, the saints were being prevailed against. That little horn and the dragon were they had power over the saints, which is not good. But in both of those visions, both of those visions, the saints overcame. In Daniel's vision, I think it's in Daniel 7 verse 18, it says, but the saints, the saints will take away his dominion. Okay, so the saints win. They win. And in Revelation, I think it's chapter 12, verse 11, it says, and they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto the death. So that's what I see this as. We've come to truth, and it's not from us. We know that. We know it's coming from something supernatural. And of course, if you don't see this truth, you better look. Because those of us who see it, it's not a question to us. We know it's the truth. And that's all. I can just say that. You might think I'm full of it, but that's my testimony. This is something that you know when you see it. You don't know everything about it, but you know what we've found. We've found that the whole world that we live in, that every one of us spends our entire life in, has been deceived about itself, about what the world even is. And if you look at the world through blinded eyes, you will have a hard time figuring out what the reason for life is, what the reason you're alive for. Like a purpose. You won't have any purpose. Which I would say the first 37 years of my life was that. The last 8 or so has been the opposite. Filled with purpose. That's my testimony. But if the saints overcome him, maybe that means that the saints will realize that he's not fake and that they're dealing with a real situation and it's not just a bunch of little lying people. Which I used to believe the same thing. I used to think that there was this elite group. They have so many names, so many descriptions, but they don't exist. People would say, what about the Rockefellers? Yeah, they're people. This world has every kind of people in it. Think about it. This world has evil people. This world has thieves, robbers, murderers, all sorts of people. think they're people. And your struggle is not against people. Your struggle is against a dragon. You can watch it fly over if you want. But most of you wouldn't want to because you think it's fake. So, no, it's fake. I better not test it. I better not see. I better not look and make sure. Because then you might overcome the devil in this story that's called your life. That's my point of view.